Hello students, another question for discussion is what are the various steps taken by the government for the development of informal sectors? In this particular question, we discuss about the major steps taken by the government for the development of informal sector. But proceed towards these questions, we first start about what is informal sector. Informal sector is all about when there is no governance is being made by the government. In the formal sector, it is being properly rules and regulations maintained by the government. But in the informal sector, there is no proper rules and regulations. There is no social security measures is being there. There is no minimum wage guarantee scheme. There are no such act which covered the workers in case of any sort of the contingency is being arises. Informal sector is that sector in which there is no proper definition as such, but in the simple words we can say that the sector having employed more than 10 workers. As with the changes of the scenario of time, the informal sector constitutes about a major workforce because in India, large number of the peoples are not having a proper skill and expertise, and for their livelihood, they are being engaged in the informal sector for their bread and living. This sector constitutes about 86% of the workers, total composite of the population, who is doing for his survival and earning a bread of living. Now, the measures adopted by the government, because as per as the welfare state, the government having a responsibility that to provide the maximum benefits to the people who are being at the below of the population. So the informal sectors, the government taken various measures and incentives for their growth and development. What are these measures are? We will discuss one by one. First is about the Atal Pension Scheme. We all know that in the unorganized sector, there is no basic facility of the pension. Pension is all about that at the end of an hour, when you are unable to work, you will be receiving whatever the services you offered in a form of a reward is called as a pension. So in an unorganized sector, there is no scope for the pension. So through the Atal Pension Scheme, the government, 18 to 40 years, you have to spend money, and after that, when at that time when you claim your retirement, you will be receiving the benefits from the government as per as your contribution. And it is all about the Atal Pension Scheme covering the workers who are being a part of the informal sector. Second is all about the Mudra. What the Mudra is all about? Micro Unit Development and Refinance Agency. It is being initiated by the government in 2015. The structure of the diversification of loan is being divided into three segments. First is Shishu, second is Kishore, and last one is Tarun. Up to 10 lakh rupees, the government is being provided to you to raise your employment, starting your own initiative, and by this you can stand on your own feet. Third is all about Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. In this particular interim budget, the government declared this scheme that particular amount of rupees 3,000 in the form of the pension you will be entitled as a benefit. Next is Startup Initiative. Startup Initiative is all about the government is being doing the initiative that giving an opportunity to the entrepreneur that by through providing a bank loan and all sorts of the financial facilities, they can start their own business and they can stand on their own feet. So this is all about the various initiatives from time to time taken by the government for the development of the informal sector, so that this is the sector that bridge the gap as a buffer between the unemployment and employment. So through these steps, the government is providing the initiative for the development and the revival of this sector. Thank you all.